Afghanistan, the graveyard of empires, a land where superpowers come to die, but not China. While the US spent trillions on war and left with nothing but body bags and bad PR, China walked in and walked out with a deal. Now the question is, why is it always China? How do they see opportunities where others see chaos? Here's what the media won't tell you. Afghanistan is sitting on a gold mine, and I'm not just talking about gold. I mean lithium, copper, and rare earth minerals. The stuff that powers the modern world. Lithium alone. Afghanistan has an estimated $1 trillion worth of it. And that's conservative. Now tell me, who needs lithium? Who controls 75% of the EV battery supply chain? Who just inked a 25-year contract with Afghanistan to extract minerals from there, while the rest of the world watches? And why is it that the US or Europe aren't striking these deals? Simple. They don't think long term. The West looks at Afghanistan and sees war. China looks at Afghanistan and sees resources. America spent 20 years trying to fight Taliban, trying to nation build, burning cash. And China, they just showed up, shook some hands and said, hey, let's do some business. And Taliban, they need money more than ideology right now. And China, they don't ask about democracy or human rights. The only thing they ask is, where do we sign? And this isn't just Afghanistan. China has been doing this for decades. It's part of their Belt and Road Initiative, a global strategy where they invest in struggling nations, build infrastructure, extract resources, and slowly pull them into their sphere of influence. They did it in Africa, in Latin America. They're doing it in the Middle East, and now in Afghanistan. What's the West doing? Sanctions, sanctions, and more sanctions. Meanwhile, China is buying up the future. You know what I like about China? Is that they play the long game, and they don't think in election cycles rather than decades. And while the West debates sanctions and fights over ideologies, China is busy securing next century's resources before anyone else. So the next time you wonder why they're so ahead of you when it comes to technology, manufacturing, or energy independence, just remember this. While the West is busy fighting futile wars, China is busy making deals about resources. And Afghanistan is just the latest chapter in their silent takeover.